What up, though? Mm, I got a little time to spare. Do exactly what I wanted to do today, but I did enough. And I'm in position now to just complete the minor moves I got to make today, or should I say, minor as far as movement, but major as far as why I'm doing. But I wanted to continue that conversation because it's like I'm not gonna be okay until I get this conversation all the way out. I get flooded with so much memory, so many smells, so many colors and tastes that remind me of this conversation. And I just wanted to get some more out. I always say stuff like us men make things a lot more complicated than what they really are. Hey man, Mary Jane, how you doing, sweetheart? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Having this real deal conversation that gotta be had. A lot of people don't want to have it, but we gotta have a conversation, before we can be better. We gotta look at our reality for what it really is before we can move forward. Like I always tell you, I always been a person that never had nothing. Where I come from, where I grew up at, piss poor. I've seen a lot worse. I can say that. I grew up in a household with no wash machine, no car. Familiar with having to wash my clothes in a tub, stump, plunge, whatever you want to call it. My mama wasn't religious. She very well celebrated Christmas. But before I found out the truth about it, I could count on how many I could count on my fingers how many times that it was actually celebrated the way everybody else celebrated it. We got gifts when we did celebrate it. When we had gifts, we got them after or before. Uh, you so sweet, Mary Jane. Thought you had cut me off for a while, Mary Jane. I had been talking to you in chats and not getting a response, and I said, "Oh, maybe I might have probably said the wrong thing," and Mary Jane heard it, and she didn't want to hear it. But again, I let everybody take their own path. I know that for the most part that I try to do as much good as I can, and if it's taken out of context, taken the wrong way, I know a person will see it like that eventually. So I don't try to change nobody's mind. I just try to continue to strive and do what I do. And usually people will see that it's all love, you know. But that's what's up. Yeah, so I'm familiar with, not having. You know what I mean? I'm very familiar with it. I'm familiar with seeing everybody around me have more. And like I said, that never do away with the people I seen doing a lot worse than I was. But for the most part, you know, when my mom was stable, that was our home. And with what she knew and the situation she put herself through, uh, it was a miracle. The way she was able to maintain and do the things that she did do, it was a miracle that it happened. It also proved the devil to be a lie. That'll be another conversation. But even with my lack of monetary means, I've always attracted people that were well off. Always attracted people that had families that were well off. And that went on the majority of my life. When I got older, I was in the company of people that was normal, broke people like me who decided to start selling drugs. And they did pretty good. I was in the company of people that started doing illegal stuff, and uh, they created studios and started doing good in life. To make a long story short, I've always rubbed elbows with people that were a lot smarter, that were way above me monetarily, and that were raised in real homes and decent homes, had proper upbringings, I should say. And I've seen the whoreism side from both perspectives. The last time I seen it head on, all right now, oh yeah, was a good buddy of mine. He started dealing drugs, and when he started dealing drugs, he was good at it. He was real good at it. I was more like a bishop. I was more like a person that was messing around, but not really messed around, but I was there for face value. I was there for protection value. I was there to be the person that said, where your op, if they came from anywhere, they always said we got to worry about him. That's all I was. I tried the drug thing before when I was younger than these days I'm bringing up on you now, and I wasn't as good as my associate at this time was. So the women, y'all, hey Blue, what's going on, lady? So the women, y'all, listen, and I know a lot of people ain't gonna want to hear this, but the things that I seen women do to just get close to the circle that we kept, I've seen people, women, baby mamas, break it down, bust it wide open on floors I wouldn't even sit on, in houses I couldn't even sit in. And I used to sit back and I look at this stuff and I be wondering like why, ain't no money being given out. Ain't nobody in position to, do nothing really hell of a. Why is this happening? And the thing is, they knew that it was potential because after doing it for so long and you still in the game strong and your name being heard, all right now, your name being heard in the hood, speaking on getting money, they were playing a long game. They ain't care about the money right then and there. They want the money once the money start, stacking, and they want to be remembered. So I seen my homeboy, I seen a couple homeboys, baby mamas, and they were still in relationships with each other. I seen a couple women that I never thought, college girls that I never thought played around in the same sands that me and my people played in, prostrate themselves for the hope of the almighty dollar. I've seen it. I told y'all that I rub elbows continuously today with millionaires. And you know, my mama was a mean woman. She was a mean woman. She would cut you from asshole to appetite. And people in the hood knew it. People in the hood didn't mess with my mama. They didn't mess with her kids. And I seen how ruthless the woman could be. But when it came to the dollar, I seen that ruthlessness go overboard. I seen women that look more innocent and more beautiful than a Georgia peach turning to straight up she beasts out here for the sake of the dollar. Let me give you an example. Uh, Girl had her eyes set on somebody in our circle. Meanwhile, y'all, everybody know, especially the people that's in my circle, know that the key is to get to my dog who's having a success on doing this bad thing. That's the ticket. So they will try to get with anybody in the circle, get close to anybody in the circle just to get close to that one. And even though we seen it, even though we knew we was gonna be used or people thought they was gonna be using us, we we collected the spoils, so to speak. And see, you remember the conversation I had with the women that had sex because they wanted to, the women that were involved in running trains on men or men running train on them. Remember, I was telling y'all about them doing things because they wanted to, not because of anything money related. See, it's a whole different monster when you go from doing things because you want to doing things because money involved. I've seen these women damn near kill each other just to prove that they're more valuable or more they should be more around than another woman who have done nothing to them, not in the least. Women you couldn't even imagine got hand skills for days, just beating and bullying. It was like a rite of passage. It was like before you get so far in this circle, you had to go through this one and this one. We don't know about this at the time. At the time it's happening, at the time it's going down, we don't know about all this. We find out about all this later. We see the treachery going on. We see the plays and all that there because we know millionaires. We know how the women get down. We didn't seen them fight. We didn't seen a stranger go off on another stranger, assault another stranger just because she may think she prettier or got a better chance. We've seen it. We've eyewitnessed it. I've collected the spoils. Now you go from a time. Now listen, I'm telling y'all some things that's going on behind closed doors. We're inside of a neighborhood, but nobody knows what's going on as far as what I'm telling y'all about right now because we're behind closed doors. We're not broadcasting it so everybody can see. Today, y'all, we got actually sisters, mothers, aunties out here proudly representing whoreism. Proudly. And I just feel for the babies that's babies now. I just feel for them because, man, they got a lot of trash they're going to have to clean up. A lot of trash. And it's real, y'all. I respect a slut before I respect a whore. And that's my personal preference. That's how I feel personally. I don't hate the whore. I don't dislike the whore. I don't even cast, I'm not even throwing stones at the whore. I'm not gonna even be guilty of throwing stones. But if a whore is a whore and she or he didn't know they were whores, once you realize that when you do things strange for a piece of change, that makes you a whore. You see what I'm saying? When you do things strange, Mary Jane, for a piece of change, that's what moves you from a slut to a whore. See, a slut is just driven by their desire of pleasure. They just want to get a nut off, or they just want to make somebody else get a nut off. They like pleasure. They like giving it. They like receiving it. Some people can't desire, or some people can't feel that type of pleasure unless money is involved. Now you can say a slut become a whore, whether it's man or female. Yeah, that's because they realize, hey, I enjoy doing this. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make a ticket off of it. But the second that's where your mind go is the second you become a whore. You messed around with people that you don't really, or should I say, dealt with people who you don't really care for, and they may know you don't really care for them because you always spend them or whatnot. But they know, and you know what to do to get them to move something. You bring up money. We're gonna hit this fancy restaurant. We're gonna go do this, that, and the other. Spending money. You know how to make a move. See, it took some years, but I had to swallow the pill of realization to know that I was a whore. That I did whore things. I've dealt with women that I didn't really have nothing in, or I didn't really just fluctuate with. I didn't really feel like that. But they felt me. And I wanted to dig in and see if it's something there that I can explore. And, once a person realized that, you don't want to deal with them, or you ain't feeling them like that, they got an option. They got an option whether to reciprocate what you giving them, or they try harder. And once a person realized that you come from a place of lower means and they well off, well, they're going to use those things to get you off the couch, so to speak. I've had homies that did the same thing. Oh man, I ain't going nowhere, man. I just got off work. I ain't about to do nothing. Oh man, well, I'm gonna grab this case of this. I'm gonna give you this to put this in your pocket, man. I don't need. I'm straight, man. Listen, man. They go all off into how cool you is and all that. This is when they want you to move. It's played that game is played all around the world in many different ways. Yes, I'm guilty. I didn't like the way it sounded. Hey, Diet, sweetheart. I didn't like the way it sounded, and I decided to do something about it. Yes, was guilty of accepting monetary gain to deal with people that I don't really like. Yes, yes. And like myself, if you feel like something is wrong with that, don't get mad at the people that's pointing it out. Do something about it. Nobody can do nothing about it but you. If you got some Sweet potato on your shirt. Don't be mad at your neighbor when he tell you he see you on your way to the store and your neighbor say, "Hey man, you got some sweet potato on your shirt." Don't be mad at that person. That person doing that out of love. Be mad at yourself for not checking yourself before you left out the house and then do something about it. To a person with a logical brain, there's something about it ain't going off on a person that tried to help you. The something about it is going to be going to clean it off and make sure you check yourself mentally so that nothing like that would ever happen again. These people so busy trying to point out what you doing wrong, what that one doing wrong, well, they can't even see their own reflection. Can't even see their own reflection. And on the whoreism tip, man, I used to see these things. I used to see women do these things, man, and I used to be like, I could never get married. I could never take a relationship with a woman serious. I seen my homies, woman, and one of my homies, woman, was a big girl, and she was a big girl, man. And I seen that girl move on that dance floor, and there wasn't even no dance floor; it was a living room and a spot. I seen this damn girl move like a ballerina, breaking it down on the knees, pop it, drop it back up, drop it back down. I'm like, damn. And see, I knew it was my homegirl. See, she didn't know me. She knew my buddy though. She didn't know me. But I used to be around the corner from where I'm telling y'all about, downstairs at one of my buddy's house, playing Madden, 2002. This was around this time, y'all, with my homie, an older homie of mine. And we used to hear them up there arguing, and my boy. Just so months later, they still in a relationship. She over at the spot breaking it off, trying to get with my buddy. She wasn't nowhere near my type, and I knew who she was. She didn't know who I was. But trying to, get at my, and I'm wondering, like, why is these girls over here like this? And common sense kicked in. Oh, the bad. Okay. It's starting to make sense. You start to behold the real world. The real world ain't nothing nice. It's dog eat dog. Now, she didn't know that the guy that she was over there trying to get at, she didn't know that we grew up with her man, with her baby daddy. She didn't know that. She had been talking to my homie. I could say his name. I'm gonna say it. My homie Ian. She had been talking to him for a couple years. She didn't know that years before that all of us was hanging like wet clothes. She didn't know that. She just knew that the past couple years she barely seen this dude. But I seen her right there. I used to think she was bougie, funny style, but when I seen her do that, it explained to me why she treat her man like crap. She treat her man like crap. Not only was it karma coming back to him, because I was around when he was messing around with somebody else I know, woman, behind his back. Not that he was cool with the dude, but he still smiled in the dude's face when the dude wasn't around. And fortunately, that dude went on and married somebody, got somebody that's by his side. Hopefully, that's doing good for him. But his girl was getting pounded by my homeboy Ian behind his back. So not only was that Ian's karma coming back to him, hey, Not only was that his karma coming back to him, it was testimony to me. It all adds up to why I'm at where I'm at today. I've seen what I seen today. I used to say to myself, I could never get married. I could never, ever, ever. Couldn't take a woman serious. Y'all, around this time, I had several women. Several women. I had my main girl is the one that I'm married to today. I fell in love with her because while I thought I was being Mr. Slick, she wasn't being Miss Dummy. And I love that about women. I love strong women. I don't like weaklings. I love them strong. Nag me all you want. If you strong, you strong. And that's a quality you can't teach. A person can imitate it, but it's a quality that you can't teach. Either you got it or you learn it, or you don't have it at all. So when I seen that karma come back to him, when mine came back to me, it wasn't far-fetched. I had to stand in it. I wanted to kill a couple people. I tried to beat up a couple people. Fortunately, that didn't go as planned. But I couldn't take it. I couldn't take what I was doing to somebody else. I couldn't take somebody doing that to me. And I had a problem with that. I had a real issue with that. I think that's some of the I think that's some of the most horrific shit a person can be guilty of. Can dish shit out, but can't take it when it happened to you. Oh, I checked myself some hard. And it didn't take no, I'm saying I checked myself like you would short time. No, it took years for me to check the shit out myself. Every time I see that I was dishing out something that I couldn't take back, I was checking myself, even in its pettiest form. That's why I recognize it on here. See, I don't really give myself credit for anything, not unless I'm just trying to be an asshole or annoy somebody. I don't give myself credit for doing anything. So when I tell you, if I can figure this out, the dumbest person in the world can figure it out. They can. They can. When I got my GED and I passed with flying colors, I said to myself, the dumbest person in the world could do this. Not taking nothing off the challenge, because I had to apply myself to pass my GED with flying colors. Geometry, fractions, all that stuff, I had a very, very hard time with. But my teacher in school, when I was in prison, he told me, he said, hey, sir, you know that if you check these books out of here at the class, you know you can take them back to your cell with you and work on a little bit of this, a little bit of that every day, and until you get, better at it. Because once you get better at it, you take your test, and if you do good on it, I put in my file, you ready to test. So, man, that geometry, them fractions, all that, A equals B and all that stuff, I'm like, oh, man, I would never figure it out. I went to him, he broke it down for me. And like I say, slow kid in the back of the class, always had a vivid imagination. And the sad part about it, my imagination used to get to me in the middle of class. So while a teacher describing something to me or trying to tell me how to do something, I'm in la la land with my eyes wide open. Sadly, I had that problem. But see, prison opened it up to me. The teacher helped me to understand, hey, I don't care if I just explained to you and you went back to your desk and forgot. Come back up here. And see, in the real world, we be looking at that. I don't want nobody to think I'm slow, retarded, or nothing like that. We be caring. But in prison, ain't nothing but men around. Care if no nigga think I'm slow or whatnot. So I did that, and that teacher kept on. He was ready for me because I had told him how I was ahead of time. The teacher hit me up while I'm in classroom. I go back to my cell, and every day I had school, y'all. I would sit in my cell an extra 5 to 20 minutes after school. And it's just like the real world. When you get out of school, when you get off work, you trying to go hit the yard. Just because ain't no women around, you still trying to go hit the yard. You trying to go play some baseball, go to the weight bench, to the weight pit. You did what I'm saying? You trying to go to the library, whatever. When you get out of school, you trying to go enjoy the rest of your day. So it was a sacrifice had to be made. 5 to 20 minutes every day. Make a long story short, y'all. When I took my GED and got my results, all the stuff I had a problem with, I wound up scoring higher than the stuff that I didn't have a problem with. And I said to myself, and check this out, y'all. I had something hanging over my head. A year and a half before this now, right? The parole board told me if I ain't got my GED by the next time they come see me, that I was going to sit in there another 24 months. So sadly, when the parole board came and seen me, I hadn't passed my GED test yet. So they asked me, did you get your GED? I said, no. They say, well, you know what this means? I said, well, I took my GED test, but y'all came before I got my results back. And the lady say, well, how did you do? I say, oh, I passed. I know I passed. I don't need no results to know I passed. And she said, okay. Well, when we get them results back and you show me and we see you pass, you going home. That was the end of that story. And I seen something, y'all. I said, damn, if I put my mind to something, I can actually really not just succeed, I can thrive. I can thrive. I said, if I can do this, the slowest nigga in the world can do this. It was really eye-opening for me because I never knew that it was that simple. All I had to do was apply myself 5 to 20 minutes. And y'all know I was 17, 18 years old. Y'all already know it was way more 5 minute applying myself than it was 20 minutes. But I did catch myself on a few occasions past the 20 minute time schedule because I'm realizing how simple this stuff was and how it is. So I really caught myself, wowing at the situation as it was happening. It was very awe-inspiring. And I'm just saying all that. I'm saying all that just to simply say this. In 45 years and some change, what I realized is that almost everything our heart desire, we will actually have a chance to reach out and grab it if we just survive, if we just stay alive. I was out here hustling, reaching, risking my life for things that I have now without even doing nowhere near risking my life. I was out here moving and shaking, putting myself in dangerous situations to get things that I have on in surplus now. And I ain't even have to do, I didn't even have to break a sweat to get what I got now. If anybody, man or female, don't like to be called a whore, don't be a whore. If man or female don't like to be called a slut, don't be a slut. If you care about other people's opinion about you, do something about it. You can't change no another man per se or no another woman, but you can change you. You do have the power to change you at the end of the day. I come over here and beat me and Mary Jane up with my ideas. If she feel a total different way about it, she's gonna feel a total different way about it no matter what I say, no matter what I do. Until it's time for her to gravitate towards where I'm coming from and how I'm looking at the situation, to see it the way I see it, until it's time for her to do that, she will have her own mind state and believe and feel however she wants to as an individual. She can't control what I think. But one thing we both know, that as individuals, we can control ourselves. And if you can't control yourself, you better get off this platform, get into you some type of isolation by yourself, and check the dog shit out yourself if you can't control yourself. Had a situation this morning. Y'all know I smoke cigarettes. And my wife only bring, when we go to work, we only bring enough for us at work. We're not bringing out no whole pack to take to work. Like we're gonna be outside or smoking cigarettes all day, even if we is outside. No, we're in our 40s. We ain't doing that. We smoking at convenient times. You did what I'm saying? So my wife, she done made me some coffee and brought it out the house with her. And she didn't bring nothing but the 2 cigarettes she had. And, I usually want to chase my coffee, with a little cigarette, you know what I'm saying? Smoke it, hit it a couple times. And I tell my wife, like, well, give me one of yours. She's like, I only got one other one. And I know this is a bad example, but just hear me out. And she say, well, I ain't gonna have no more, nothing to smoke on my one break. And I just checked the shit out of myself real quick, like, dude, the cigarettes at home. Yeah, I couldn't go straight home because I had to go take my baby to school. I couldn't go straight home and go get him. I didn't want to send my baby up there to go grab my pack of cigarettes off my dresser. I don't even like him touching my cigarettes because my oldest boy's smoking. They smoking, and I blame myself. Not my wife, I blame myself. See, as a man, we take the hit on the household. Any bad thing that happened to my household is my fault. Ain't no pointing no finger at my wife. So I blame myself for telling my sons to go get my cigarettes out my drawer, light this cigarette on the stove. I'm outside, hey, bring my cigarettes. I blame myself for that. Despite how many adults were smoking in the house, my household. So I don't even let my baby even touch my cigarette pack no more. I don't let him touch my weed pipe. If my wife don't feel like getting, I got to get my lazy self up and go get it myself. So I check myself when I see myself. My wife was about to give me her cigarette. I said, you know what? No, I'm straight. So not only did I wait to, go back home and take care of all my business, wait till I go back home, I sat out in the car for a little bit longer and waited extra time, because anytime a thing or someone has more control over you than you have over yourself, you need to check yourself. You have to check yourself. I have to check myself daily, y'all. How about you? I'm a work in progress. I check myself daily. As lovers of Christ, that's what people like me have to do, because Christ made us well aware how imperfect we are and how we fall short daily. So that's why I didn't know if I had offended Mean Mary Jean, if I had offended Lily Rose, any of these people that I do like, and some of them that don't like me. Damn, did I say something to, rub them the wrong way? Well, hopefully down the line, maybe they'll see that there was love involved. It wasn't a person trying to belittle his fellow man. Hopefully they see it. If not, then so be it. But I'm not gonna waste any. I'm not gonna miss any sleep over it. But still, I don't want to be misrepresenting. I don't want to misrepresent. But yeah, we have to check ourselves daily, baby. The scripture tell us a lot of times we mess up and not even aware of it. Don't even be aware that we messed up. And that's what you get from an imperfect state. That's why I open my line of communication on YouTube, so that if I ever have somebody feeling some type of way about anything I say, that I can break it up, I can break it down, I can present it in a more loving fashion, or I can apologize and make a promise to do a lot better as we, continue to move through time. It's no problem. I'm over there with Queen and Jokey, and I had to leave, get off the Wi-Fi to go take care of some business. But I'm hearing that people crying and snapping, and I'm like, man, you people doing too much. Y'all doing too much. If you won't hear crying about something somebody said about you, get off of here. Go find you something constructive to do. If you can constantly give your opinion about this and that, but can't nobody do that to you, get away from here. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. Trust me. If you hate the truth, if you one of the people that come out with crust in your eyes and you don't like somebody telling you, hey man, you got crust in your eye, get away from here. Move. That's going to be the term I use. I'm a mean, get away from here. But what I'm going to say is move. I have high regards for you. I just have been really busy. Oh, that ain't. Listen, lady. Whenever you stop being busy, if the good Lord will, I will be here when you get unbusy. Don't worry about none of that. I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't worried about it. Always truth and love gonna gravitate towards each other. Always. Me and your relationship, before I opened my channel, we was in various chat rooms agreeing with 90% of the things that we agreed on with. Our relationship was built off truth, off loving the truth, off being straight up. So we got a solid foundation. Mass majority of the people on this platform, I got a solid foundation with. And if I say something that throw people off, it's okay. I don't mean no harm. I'm just talking to you like I wish people like I wish people would have talked to me when I was in a state of stupidity. And if you don't consider yourself, listen, I didn't consider myself in a state of stupidity when I was knee deep in it. I didn't. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So you got to get a loudspeaker so you can put me on the loudspeaker out there while you cutting grass. You know, got to put us on the loudspeaker out there, or get some of them earbuds and put one in one ear. Yeah, hey, walk your path, enjoy your day, enjoy your days, because a lot of people didn't get that opportunity. A lot of people didn't get that opportunity. A lot of people getting caught at the wrong place at the wrong time. We had a situation here a couple nights ago, y'all, where a carload full of kids killed themselves. Teenagers. Think the oldest was 19, 17, 16, 15, 14. Car full of kids. Yeah. Killed themselves. Just all laid out on the freeway, ran into a freeway wall. Yes. So we got to be careful. I see people all the time having their back towards the traffic, opening their door, getting out of their car with their back turned towards traffic. You putting your health, you putting your well-being in the hands of somebody that probably don't even care about themselves. Probably trying to post something on Instagram, looking down while you got your back turned towards them. And that person that hit that man or that woman, oh, they'd be the lowest persons in the world. When in all actuality, if that person wouldn't have put himself or herself, put their health in that man's or that woman's hands who hit them, or that child, because we don't know who's coming up the street in that car, especially with our backs turned, right? That person would have been the worst person in the world, but it all could have been prevented if that person that got out that car with their back towards traffic wouldn't have put themselves in harm's way. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all wasting a little time with me. I'm just sitting here. Y'all know what it is. Let me see. Y'all know what it is. Waiting on my queen. And you know something Vic said earlier, something that we all need to think about and talk about. Every woman ain't no queen. Every man ain't no king. Period. As a king and as a queen, you're given that name because you have an empire up under you. You have a whole kingdom up under you. And when sacrifices got to be made, the king or the queen got to be those people that make those hard choices. You can't let emotion rule you if you're a ruler. You just can't. What up, though, Black Sector Business? How you? Salute to you. You can't let emotions rule you if you're a ruler. You understand where I'm coming from with this? Kings and queens must make the decisions that the lessers can't make. And when you make those decisions, you have to stand behind the decision you make. See, you see a lot of people that call themselves kings and queens, they can't even fulfill that part of the order. They can't even fulfill something as simple as that. They can't even be man or woman of their word. They got to move the goalposts. They make the wrong choice. They want to bring up reasons they made the wrong choice. You did? They want to point the finger at this one and that one instead of pointing just the one at themselves. See, no woman will ever get on this platform and say, hey, this nigga King Curl a fake. He talking about whores. I know for sure that he's been involved in whorish activities. See, nobody can tell you that about me because I'm going to tell you first. And if somebody do come to you and tell you something about me that I have yet to tell you, if it's true, I'm going to own it. If it's mine, there's no way in hell that I think another human being scares me to the point where I would lie to them. If it's the truth, I'm going to stamp it on my forehead to make sure you know that I know. Let me tell you about another truth that I've been dealing with recently. I think I think that I've been witnessing people get hit. People get snuffed out. And I hate that type of feeling. But the Bible can never lie. What up, though, Neptunes? What up, though, man? Thanks for coming through, man. See, y'all got to understand that God is not going to trust he's not going to trust his truths with people because they dress a certain way, because they have a certain amount of money or prestige. He give his stuff to the lowly ones. See, I fit the description of a lowly one. I ain't never had none. And check this out, y'all. When I go with my partners, them crib, you know, the millionaires and all them, the people that got businesses and doing well off monetarily, when I go over their crib and see real nice things, I never want what they got. The scriptures tell us about not being coveted, not coveting our neighbor's ass, woman, whatever, anything that somebody else owns, not to covet it, because you don't know what they had to go through or what they did to get it. Are you willing to sacrifice the same thing? There's brothers out here that's millionaires that had to give up the woman of their dreams, the woman they love, because they can't be good men. They can't be there with them. And their women are not, they're women. They're not fucking upholstery. They're not couches, somebody to just to sit and look pretty. They have to be shown attention. They have to have human affection. And if you're focused on building your riches up, you just can't have the time to deal with another human being. You willing to give up somebody that you feel is the world to you? Quit looking at your neighbor's ass. Quit looking at your neighbor's car. Quit looking at your neighbor's bag and coveting, wanting what they have. Get it yourself. See, when I see my people with nice stuff, I feel like, damn, you did it before me. Now I got to find something else to do. I never want to imitate somebody else's style to wear what somebody else is already wearing. No, no. Mama was a lot of things, But she wasn't a person that encouraged following, where everybody was glued in on the Michael Jordans because he was a black guy. I had the Larry Birds. I had the Converse. I didn't want no Michael Jordans, and still don't want no Michael Jordans today. And I didn't want no Michael Jordans because I knew that he was a rival of the bad boys. Uh-oh, Nep came at me with a scripture. 1924. Let's see now. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Let's see. Let me put that right there. It is easier. No, that can't. Okay, this is it right here. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. Now, notice that too. Hey, thanks, Neptune. I appreciate that. Notice too at the term he used. He didn't say it was impossible for you rich people. He said that it'll be easier to put a camel, and anybody that ever seen a camel know how big they are, to go through the eye of a needle, and y'all know how small a needle is. It's easier for that to happen than for a rich man to reach the kingdom. But for some reason, we keep on thinking these rich people holding God's secrets, holding biblical secrets. They're showing us they driving in Bentleys, they got mega churches, and you still think that's where God's spirits reside. Matthew 19:24. Why? Why do God got so much? Why do the Bible got so much to say involving, in a negative way, the rich man versus the poor man? See, these are questions that need to be answered. And all of us have seen behavior from the people on this platform that's well off. And I'm gonna tell you like this: if that's the way you act when you get money, I'm straight where I'm at. If you act like a bougie, lame, forgive my French right now, bitch nigga, because you got more money and you look down on your neighbors, I don't want it. If that's how I'm gonna become, I'm straight the way I'm at. And I have been in a position where I was getting a nice little piece of change. You dig what I'm saying? I've been there. I've seen what money can do. I've seen what it can do. That's how a lot of these studios get our people. And when I say our people, I don't mean no color. I mean people from the hood. Because when we talk about our people, that's really what's getting pimped out, the hood. Ain't nobody pimping out the suburbs. These people pimping out the hood. What's the dude that died recently? Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer wasn't poo. See, y'all can be silly and keep on saying black and white. But see, Jerry Springer was exposing shit that goes on in the hood. Half the stuff he was describing, if it went on in the suburbs, it would have been nipped in the bud by police off jump. I've been in jail for over a year for somebody that was arguing, hollering at their own child. know if my buddy Brian got my YouTube channel. I'm gonna make sure he get it. He gonna come. We gonna kick it on here. Me and my boy Brian from up there in uh Livingston County Jail. You did. Me and him chilled for damn near 2 weeks in the bullpen. He was in there for scolding his daughter, missing hours of work. And mind you, I was locked up in a rich neighborhood. I was locked up in a rich community, the jail, where they set people of lesser means up every day. Yeah, we ain't got no business doing what we do, when it comes to thinking that we got to do scantless stuff to get money. But these people know the game, and they made sure you got an avenue to come up there and cash hundreds and thousands of dollars in bold checks without being having the police called on you. Yeah, they're doing it right now to this day. And I committed my crime in 2001. Here we is in 2023, and they're still doing the same thing today. But hey, y'all, whoa. My wife about to get ready and come up out of there. I gotta get ready and get up out of here, y'all. Hey man, I'm gonna be feeding y'all. I'm gonna be on this platform, man, because a lot of stuff gotta get called out. A lot of stuff we need to conversate about. Ain't nobody else having these conversations, especially in the sectors we dwell in. Somebody got to bring the conversations out. Hopefully we attract some people that's not scared and that I don't intimidate, that can come out and really have a conversation. We need to talk about this, man. Throw this black white shit away, man. The only reason y'all get mad at the Young Turks and all them videos is because they trying to gaslight you. Don't let them gaslight you, man. Don't treat somebody based off their skin texture. Treat them off based off how they treat you, how they treating people around you, how they treat the people in their life. Judge them by that. Peace, y'all.